my friend said, Shaq's gonna call you. I was like, no, he's not. That's funny. But he did call me. And I was like, yeah, nice try, Steve. And then I hung up on him. And then he
Oh,
FaceTimed me to prove that it was Shaq. So I will forever portray Shaq as much as I can.
very few people have probably hung up on Shaq. So there you go. You're in rare company.
He's the man.
Thanks so much for joining me. This is Boyd Holbrook, who plays John in The Curse, which is available in theaters on February 18, 2022, just in time to cap off your lovely Valentine's Day week. It's a nice romantic comedy, about kids and life and growing up, right? Just a perfect little movie for that.
Mm. Slice of life.
Yeah, it is there's a lot of slicing in this slice of life. So, I guess the first question is, I love the atmosphere. I love just kind of the slow build up. How did you get involved in this film? What was it that, brought you to this project?
I really am always attracted to, the character's arc in the story. Really more so to me, I've been a fan of Sean Ells' work for a long time, before Anthropoid. And I knew he was making a new film, so I kind of investigated what that was about and was able to get on the phone with him on a Skype and got to hear the story. And then I sent him like an audio file of me reading something in a British accent, and then he kind of opened the door for me to come in a little bit more, and to find out more about the project and finding out like Kelly was working on it and Alistair was working on it, and it was just going to be in this little remote town in south of France, and it was not going to be complicated. It was going to be intimate, and I was like, well, I love horror films. Let's make one.
I love that story. I love that you want to work with Sean. You kind of went out there and then realized that this is a great cast, and you got this little intimate setting. It does sound like it was a lot of fun to make this film, because you did get to go into like a small village and you had this really stellar cast. So, I guess, what was it like on set? This film is pretty dark, it's pretty dread filled. So what was it like on set? Was it somber? Was it energetic because you kind of had to be energetic? What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always pretty much the opposite of how the film is. Well, I'm pretty much the opposite, off in between takes, as the film is in how it's portrayed, just to have a balance. So cutting up with people or joking around, I usually try to keep it pretty light, because I always feel like I do my best work if I'm loose. And it doesn't, it's kind of like Narcos, for example. Like, you didn't really have to invest a lot in this grandiose set design. It was already there. It was these chateaus that were abandoned. The fog is real. There's just all this mist that comes off the foliage there. You're in this garb, this costume. That's probably the character's only clothes for the week, or the 2 pairs of clothes that he owns. And just sit in that. And yeah, it just makes for the experience that you want to have, because the film set is like a marathon, but it's going to be over. So for me, I just want to have as much of an immersed experience as I can, because I feel like I'm fortunate to be there.
Yeah, definitely. I love how it sounds like your style is almost like reverse method. It's like you need that balance. You can't just go all in, because it's too much. You kind of have to balance out the personality. I really like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, I stayed in voice the duration on and off set for this, just because it was easier not to go in and out, and it was more precise. But yeah, I don't need to go home to my wife and kids and talk about being a pathologist. Or I think it's really great to keep that locked in and just to have some relief.
Yeah, and it must have been easy to kind of joke around, because it sounds like this cast is phenomenal. Like, Kelly Reilly was the big draw for me, but then I talked to Alistair earlier today, and
Yeah.
talking to you, it sounds like it was just a fun cast. What was it like working with them? Had you wanted to work with them before? And what was it like when you found out you were all going to be in this movie?
Well, when you hear that you're working with other great actors, it gives you a sense of security. Because acting's a two-way street. Let's just,
Yeah.
it's not a one-man show. So you feel like you're in good hands, and they're just as passionate as you are, and are going to show up and be prepared and not waste anybody's time. And so it's just respect. And then everybody's, again, I think they enjoy themselves, and so it's good to have a laugh to balance everything out. And Sean's pretty funny. Sean makes a great atmosphere and set. So yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
a blast.
Yeah, and I love it. It's like like a Kobe Shaq analogy, right? Like you want good players around you so that everyone can play or everyone can act and do their best performances. So that makes perfect
Yeah,
sense. Yeah,
good
awesome.
analogy, spot on.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so would you be Kobe or Shaq? I guess you're probably more of a
I would
Kobe.
definitely be Shaq.
Oh, you'd be Shaq. All right, I love it.
No disrespect, no
Yeah.
non-love to Kobe, but Shaq. Shaq called me once, so I'll tell you a story about that one day.
Really?
And I didn't believe it was Shaq. It's a long story. He called me, and I was like, "This is Shaq." My friend said, "Shaq's gonna call you." I was like, "No, he's not." That's funny, but he did call me, and I was like, "Yeah, nice try, Steve." And then I hung up on him, and then he FaceTimed me to prove that it was Shaq. So I will forever portray Shaq as much as I can.
Very few people have probably hung up on Shaq. So there you go. You're in rare company.
He's the man.
Yeah.
I actually shaved 32 in my head as a kid.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
As well. It all comes full circle.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So I know we have limited time, so I'd like to switch. I call it the lightning round. There's very lightweight questions about the film. I want to see how your experiences map to things that are in the film. You can feel free not to answer them. I will not be offended, but I try to keep them very answerable.
Sure.
The first question is, and I know this is a little more somber of a question. It's related to the film though. Have you ever had to put down a dog?
Personally or on purpose? No.
All right. I will accept that answer. Second question. Do you have any sort of like metal fillings in your teeth? Any metal teeth?
I do.
All right. Excellent. What is the strangest thing you've ever dug up?
G.I. Joes from 20 years ago.
Horribly cursed, I imagine. Probably just nightmares all around after that.
Snake Eyes was forever.
And the last question is, do you have any silver on you or any sort of like cherished silver item?
No, I've got my grandpa's wedding ring, and that is gold. Right. So yeah, I'm a gold guy, not a silver guy.
Hopefully we'll never have to melt that down to use it for defense, but you never know, right? Times they are changing.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time. And this is Boyd Holbrook, who plays John in The Curse, which is available in theaters on February 18th, 2022. Thank you so much.
Thanks, David. Nice to talk with you, bud.
Pleasure talking to you. Take care.
See ya.